Motherhoodsexmarijuana.com. Yes, indeed. Season 4. We back in the dough, and you better let us in. Yes. Make sure you bookmark this site, motherhoodsexmarijuana.com. And of course, when you want to get some cute cannabis gear, you turn to shop.spreadshirt.com/MSM gear. Of course, we are having a sale at the moment, but by the time season 4 kicks in, we might not be having a sale. But either way, you should support. You should be checking out season 4, and you should be in the door with us, cause motherhood sex marijuana is back, bitches. Ha ha! Motherhood Sex Marijuana, the podcast, proudly presents Fuego 420 magazine. Make sure you check out Fuego 420 magazine. The featured blog stories are right here. Make sure you are checking out each blog. Make sure you subscribe to this magazine. Motherhood Sex Marijuana, the podcast, humbly requests and recommends this magazine as a great read. Well,
aloha.
Yes, everybody's in the building, and we are on time.
Yes,
You don't understand. We have to
indeed.
give out awards for things like this because you don't understand. Sometimes we're not on time.
Guilty.
We all good.
What's up? How do we pronounce your name, sir?
Yeah, I'm glad you asked that. So it's Tarris Batiste.
Tarris Batiste. Awesome.
And y'all, I know, is Ruby your actual full name?
Yeah, Ruby is my name, my God-given name, or my mom-given name.
Okay.
And Ruby Doll is just one of my aliases, you see, because I have many names.
I like that.
Just like Christ the Lord.
Okay.
That chick said Christ the Lord. Okay.
And what about yours?
Kai Storm is an alias, definitely. You know what I mean? It's true because I write books, and I do this podcast. I have my own YouTube channel and shit. So yeah, Kai Storm works for me. You know what I'm saying? And thank you for being in the building. Motherhood Sex Marijuana is in the motherfucking building
the building.
And we are here with hold up, because see
Tarris.
The weed already kicking in because it's Tarris. It's
Tarris. There we go.
Okay, Tarris. See, because I was like, wait a minute, how you say his name again?
You good. That happens often.
Said it. You forgot?
AKA don't let it smoke you.
You already know. There you go.
There you go. Mr. Arthur, Mr. Author Extraordinaire as well, along with my sister Kai here. Yep. What is something that most people don't know about you, Tarris?
So I would say two things. Can I give two things?
Yes.
I'll give a good thing, I'll give a bad thing. So number one, although I wrote the book, Don't Let It Smoke You, I still smoke today every day. Right? I still smoke all the time.
As we should. So
let me just go ahead and get it out there first, right? And then the second thing I would say, I had testicular cancer and smoking helped with that. So, both of them lean on smoking, but just wanted to give a good and a bad there, if that's helpful.
Oh, absolutely. I'm glad. I mean, we are very big advocates of marijuana. Let's just keep it real. The show is named Motherhood Sex Marijuana. So yes. Absolutely. And when you contacted me, I was just like, okay, this is definitely great to put on, because one of the stigmatisms of marijuana is that people are not productive, people are just potheads and shit. So yes, so what was the whole movement behind writing your book?
Yeah, so when I was younger, I had similar like y'all do, had siblings who wasn't with it, right? They were kind of against cannabis at that time. And it was helping me. I fucked with it, but everybody was telling me that was kind of against it. So I haven't seen, or I didn't see at that time, somebody who was still successful and still smoked the way I was smoking. So I was like, shit, let me just put all my mess into this message and write a book about it. And hopefully other people can change the stigma off that. So that's pretty much what it's about, for sure.
Awesome. It's all in the conversation. It's all in how we talk about it, we perceive, and how we think about it, right? Exactly. And so so when I think of the title, Don't Let It Smoke You, I'm thinking get shit done still, right? Is that the vibe that we going through?
Still handle your shit, still use it as a reward if you need to at the end of the day after you handle your shit, right? So figure out ways to get it done for yourself and still do what you want to do, for sure.
That's dope. Yeah. You know what? You've mentioned having had cancer. Does that mean that you are in remission, or are you
in the clear? In the clear now, it's completely gone. Dope. Still have to go for like yearly checkups, but everything's gone and we all good, y'all. And I can still continue to use how I want to. You know what I'm saying?
Wonderful. And I love how you mentioned cannabis in your healing process. Mm-hmm. Everyone uses it for different things, and we are promoters of its holistic value as well as its amazing recreational values. You know what I mean? So do you feel like writing this book forced you to be more knowledgeable about cannabis specifically, or how did it help you prepare in writing? How did you help yourself prepare in writing this book?
Yeah, and this is a good question. So I would say to the first question, it helps me learn about my endocannabinoid system, right? I have learned mine, not my homeboys, not my homegirls, not my smoking partner, but mine. So that's the first thing. Second thing I would like to say is it got me introduced to like what's more out here. Like, you feel me? Like, it's so much more weed out here that I ain't even know. Right, it got me introduced to terpenes, exactly what terpenes mean, right? Cannabinoids, CBD, CBN, and what they do. Yeah. So I had to know all that shit, and honestly, it made me smoke a lot smarter. I know a little bit more about myself. I know kind of how to use and when to use, and that was helpful for sure.
Boom. Thank you for saying that.
Yeah, that's definitely something that we've talked about on the show. I could say that, well, I might as well be honest. Ruby has talked about it more on the show than I have, because I'm just one of those, is it weed? Is it good weed? Thank you. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? As far as the terpenes and all these, all the extras, the vapes, like she's like, Ruby is the most educational part when it comes to like, she gives the most education. Me, I'm just gonna say, what is it?
Got you.
How much is it? Oh, okay, yeah, let me see. Is it the right weight though? Because if it ain't the right weight, I'm gonna talk about you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's where I come from with. But where exactly are you located?
Yeah, I'm located out here in Seattle, but Georgia is home.
Hey. Word? Oh, shit.
Hey.
I'm in Seattle, yeah. So who in Seattle?
We were.
Exactly. Like me and Ruby, I used to live in Seattle. Me and Ruby met in Seattle. She's in Portland now. I'm back in New York. But yes, and see, that's the thing. I'm glad you said that, because you live in Seattle, you actually can, be, choosy and have the variety to be choosy. Like, that's what I'm not gonna lie, I miss like a motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Just going into one of them places and just bumping into the happiest white person I ever met, and just glad to tell me what the fuck to do. But again, even when I lived there for about 7 years, but even when I lived there, my shit was always, what is it? How much is it?
Exactly.
And let's go. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't give a fuck what it do. I don't jog, I don't hike, I don't do none of that shit.
That's what I love.
I feel that. And I was kind of like you, Kai. I just started like my research when the book started to come along. Other than that, I was just like, yo, is it gas? How much it cost? And not like yo gas, like is it gas to me? Because I smoke every day, all day. You know, is it some legit shit? And then I would purchase it, you know. When I got out to Seattle, that's when I started to really learn about terpenes and cannabinoids and shit like that. Speaking of Ruby Point, Ruby's been in Portland, so that's probably why she likes to research and learn a little bit more, you know?
Well, what's funny, guys, is because we all share I can share the same sentiment. It wasn't until I worked in a bud shop, in a dispensary, and then it's just like talking to vendors and talking to growers and shit like that, and just taking piece by piece. But it's like we haven't even scratched the surface on all of the cannabinoids that this beautiful plant has just naturally, and not even scratch the surface as to how our receptors receive that. And with the very little we know, shit, that's enough for me to be like, this is a-okay, bruh.
For sure.
And so I think it's that's probably where I got most of it. I don't know jack shit. And honestly, I think smoking weed, particularly in this day and age, is all trial and error if you're not growing the shit yourself. And excuse me, but even then, it is all trial and error. Would you agree?
100%. Honestly, I talk about it in the book. Half of Don't Let It Smoke You is you trying different shit to figure out what's for you, right? So you trial and error, just like you said. So I agree 100%.
Yeah, and what might be good for you at 7 o'clock in the morning might not work at 11 p.m. at night. You know what I'm saying? So it's all of those questions that you have to ask yourself, right? And I'm just speaking to anybody who's listening. And so what a pleasure it is. How did you and Kai meet each other, get this collaboration going?
Well, actually, he hit me up on LinkedIn. Yep. On LinkedIn.
Oh, cool.
And you know what I mean? And you know me, as soon as I see an opportunity, and especially when it has to do with marijuana, I'm like, hey, let's go, let's talk about it. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
You know what I'm saying? So I figured, hey, this is perfect, you know. But so did you just move to Seattle, or how long have you been in Seattle?
Probably about 3 years and some change now.
Okay. How you like it?
I'm starting to understand. I'm starting to appreciate the differences. Let's just say that. You know?
What differences we talking about, sir? Because
I'm gonna be honest.
I'm gonna tell you right now that some things they don't. You know, they see this color and they think it's the same thing that they grow up with over there, and then and you got to show them.
Yeah,
I'm not one of those.
100%.
Right. Be differently, motherfucker.
No, you're right. You're right. I agree with that.
Where were you before?
Atlanta, Georgia.
Okay. Oh my word! What a difference.
So complete switch up. You know what I'm saying?
Complete switch up.
No strip clubs out here, and the strip clubs out here, they all dressed in shit. You can't touch nobody. You can't smoke in there. So I'm like, what's the whole point? You know what I'm saying? Right. But you know, I see it's it's both sides, but there's some good things out here too that I learned. You know what I mean? So I can see both sides for sure, and I appreciate the differences that's out here.
Oh, I definitely believe it, because like I said, you know what I mean? It's not a bad place to live. I definitely enjoyed it, but there was certain things, you know what I mean, that I could do without. You know what I mean? I could definitely do without. And it was like, and it wasn't even until, you know, the buses started running a certain kind of way where I was like respecting the buses, because even them, I was always shit. They got the most disrespect out of me. I'm gonna tell you that right now. Disrespect. That's the name of the game when I fucked with them buses. But how is it? So as an author, I'm gonna talk to you basically as far as, you know, advertising your book.
Okay.
You know, how is that going for you, especially in Seattle? Because I'm gonna tell you like this: when I first moved to Seattle, that was one of the things that I was trying to do. I was trying to promote my books. You know what I mean? And basically do it like how I did it in New York. And that was like one of my first lessons that taught me that New York City and Seattle are two different motherfucking spectrums.
Hell yeah.
Because literally in New York City, you can, you know, as an entrepreneur, you can, get your books, go out on the street, pick a corner, and you know what I'm saying, and talk that talk, and come up with a couple sales. So after a couple of hours of standing there, you'd have made a little change. Seattle, that kind of flow wasn't easy to get into. And matter of fact, it wasn't successful at all. So how have you been promoting your book, especially since living in Seattle?
So weed's not legal in Atlanta, right? It ain't weed legal in Georgia at all. So me coming out here to where it's legal automatically made me win. It's different in New York though for you, Kai. It's different. You know what I'm saying? Because it's legal there too. But honestly, I be going to hella events out here. You know what I mean? Hella events out here. Cannabis cultivating events, just cannabis lounge events, shit like that. And really, I just been just speaking to people organically, using like some type of social media sometimes, but not all that. But speaking to people organically. And I've been running into like, you got some people who like pro cannabis, like all of us on the phone, right? And some people like, they don't understand what I mean by you can't tell them no wrong. Like, you know what I mean about weed, right? And then you got some people who understand, like, yeah, I remember when I was younger, it kind of bothered me a little bit. Well, I see my friends so-and-so, etc. So that's what I've been running into a lot, getting the book out, and mostly been doing the different events, getting that shit out here in Seattle. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Have you done any book signings?
Yeah, I had 2. I did a few speaking engagements too. It's a Black and Brown Summit they have up here in Seattle each year.
Okay.
There, that was cool. Did a book signing. It was back in my hometown though. It wasn't none out here just yet. Yeah. Hell yeah. You making me want to roll up. I ain't going to
you got to. That's what I'm doing.
I mean, if you have watched any one of our episodes, first and foremost, smoking is encouraged. I mean, shit. Until we get a sponsor that says we can't smoke, and that sponsor better be paying us shit, bitch. How much money you gonna pay us to not smoke on our own show that we allowing you to promote? What happened? No, we can't sit for a smoking platform. What the fuck you talking about? We can't smoke on our shit.
If the money's right, I'll make my pussy smoke that blunt too. Shit,
well, you know that, and then that'll have us on Pornhub or some fuck shit like that.
You already know.
To get on prime time before we get on nighttime. You feel me? I mean, there's levels to this shit. Like Meek Mill say, levels to this shit.
Levels to this shit. There you go.
Levels to this shit. These sensitive motherfuckers.
I actually got a few questions for y'all though, if you don't mind.
Oh, please. We love questions.
Yeah. So I'm asking for like the young brother, right? I got a few questions and really dissect these questions and hear what I'm saying. So the one question, and I'm probably sure y'all hear this shit all the time. If y'all had a younger kid use, what will be the age that you'll let them use, and how will you approach that to them, right? Second thing, if you had a parent who's just starting, my mama, who was against it for so long, how would you kind of wing your way in it to her? And what's some ways around it? Y'all got some answers around that for sure?
Okay. Now, as far as younger kids, I mean, because first of all, I have 3 kids, 3 daughters, 24, 13, 7. Everybody from conception knew that I was smoking weed, because just from conception, I let it, written in the DNA that your mama's a weed smoker. Hello. I mean, as far it would have to for my 2 younger ones, well, at least the 13-year-old. I wouldn't think the 7-year-old be trying to smoke anytime soon, but I'm thinking for the 13-year-old, I think she would need to pull it off like her older sister did, because literally her older sister was sneaking and smoking weed. It wasn't until one day I walked into her room, and her room was dankier than mine, and I just said, wait a minute, and I couldn't, and she was in school, and I couldn't stop until I found her weed, and then I took some and left her the rest, because I said, if you're gonna have weed in my house, but if you're gonna have weed in my house, but it wasn't a situation where I when she got home, I was just like, oh, you can't smoke. Nah.
That's true.
rock on. Obviously, you got money to buy weed. And at that time, we was living in Seattle. And so at that time, I'm saying to myself, you got money to buy weed. You obviously getting somebody to go in the fucking dispensary because you ain't old enough.
So it's not no age limit.
Figuring it out on your own. I wouldn't have a problem. Now the 13-year-old, because her father's a little strict and her father's definitely would jump in her ass if he found out she smoked. I would hope that she would, like I said, I would hope that she would do her best to sneak around and smoke. But if I found out, I wouldn't say nothing. But other than telling her, yo, check this out, don't let your daddy find out, and especially don't let your daddy know that I know that you know and we know and he didn't. Don't do that. Make sure and don't do when you fall down this motherfucking rabbit hole, don't include me in it, motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? But weed has never, I have never in my entire existence as a parent ever treated weed like it was a secret. First and foremost, there were times where I lived in a place that was so small, there was no way for me to treat it like a secret. Me and you in the same, in this one bedroom, one studio, whatever. I'ma smoke my weed, you gonna smell it. End of story. You know what I mean? But obviously while I'm smoking, you have already eaten, your clothes are clean, you got school, you gonna go to school tomorrow, you go to school every fucking day. Nobody on the street can say you were abused or harmed in any type of way because of my weed smoking. So it was never treated as a fucking secret. And I swear to God, if my mama, to answer the second, if my mama was to ever light up blood, I'd be the first one to videotape that shit. Like, wow, look at this shit here. Look at this shit here, people. Listen, it's happening. It's happening. She's
what a beautiful day.
Look at this here. Right. I would definitely have to have video evidence of that fuck shit. Yes, indeed. But other than that, I wouldn't be bothered because again, I would be like, it's about motherfucking time. Like, come on in, have a seat. You know what I'm saying? What kind of weed? Who is your hookup? Where you get your weed from? I mean, maybe we need to combine, powers and shit. What's up? What's up? Your dealer might be better than my dealer. What's going on?
I got you.
There might be discounts in your future. I don't get it. Let's talk. That's how I feel about it. Ruby?
I feel like, well, let's just say this. I would never put an age limit on it because I don't know what the child's needs are. I think it's more like needs based. Gotcha. There's unfortunately some babies that deal with some health complications that could really benefit off of it. So it's not so much at what age they are. And if you're the common denominator, like you're the parent and, with both parts of your question and having to help a parent transition into this blessed lifestyle, right? I would say like, dosing is important. So do as much research as you can. You and your, like if you have a 14-year-old child that has seizures, for example, and you want to, give them some CBD, to relax with, and that's what you found to work for you, then just make sure you take it upon yourself to not only educate yourself, ask other parents that may have used it. There's lots of networks out there. And then if my mom, I would love if my mom wanted to partake in something more than the topicals that we've given her. I would probably do some teas. I would probably give her like a small little edible that I would take with her, maybe after we have dinner or something. Sure. Hey, mom, try this. This might help you relax. It might help you sleep. It's done this for me. I'd probably have already tried it, so I can tell her how it made me feel. The beautiful thing, and one thing I wish that I didn't do so much of, is smoke it. You know what I'm saying? Because smoking is just not a healthy option. It's just like, there's nothing I can say about that. And I can't really condone that to anybody else.
Right.
But it's my favorite way.
Mine
and
too.
That's just
the fastest damn way. But I'm not gonna lie though, and I talk about this in the book too, but like depending on the different setting I'm at, I'm gonna use differently. Like during Thanksgiving, I rarely roll up blunts, I'm gonna be honest. Unless I got like an hour or so to kill, right? Because I'm around all my family and shit. You know what I mean? I use kind of differently. when I'm at my in-laws' house, I use kind of differently. You know what I'm saying? So are y'all kind of the same way, or is it just blunts all the time? And no judgment either. I'm just asking for sure.
Oh no,
Mostly blunt.
Definitely a blunt girl, and
Okay.
you know, and
do you think you'll stay on that?
I've tried vapes and things like that. My daughter actually, you know, she actually has a vape that she travels with everywhere, and I remember, and I actually talked about it on the show one time. We ran into each other on the train, and she was sitting there high as fuck, and I was just like, "Hey, what's wrong with you?" And she passed me the pen, and I hit it, and I was like, "Okay, this is nice. Yes, thank you. You're a lovely daughter. You know what I'm saying?" Yeah. So, but for the most part, it's blunts. You know what I mean? We definitely, me and my husband, we definitely enjoy blunts.
Yeah, Frontos, right? You in New York, Frontos?
Actually, we buy hemp wraps.
Okay.
We buy hemp wraps, and that's another thing that's kind of like, you know, a search for all over the place, because first of all, while New York has legal weed, technically the stores that are selling weed, the stores, the trucks, the vans, the independent people on the streets, they ain't supposed to be selling weed. So, you know, I don't know where they think that people getting the weed from, but I know where we getting the weed from. So we getting the weed, we smoking it. And, you know, and even the bodegas, the stores on the corner, that they getting into their little weed thing too, because they like, wait a minute, you come here all the time. I might as well, if you want to buy the Dutch from me, you might as well buy the weed that go in the Dutch from me. And one stop shop, motherfucker, one stop shop.
Yeah, you know.
It makes sense.
Just say it. You know what I mean? So that's how that shit go. But no, it's mostly blunts. I mean, I've tried everything. I've tried pipes. I mean, there's been a time in my life where I was with a Jamaican dude, and his main thing was the chalice, and that chalice hit harder than any bong I ever had in my entire life. Chalices are real harsh. They are like a punch to the gut. But my favorite is blunts.
Blunts. Got you.
Rue?
Blunts are preferred. When I would smoke with other people, I just smoke whatever they smoking. So like, it could be, you know, if you're hitting a bong, I'll hit the bong, you know what I'm saying? But I usually have a couple of them, like, you know, just with me, or just the flower and the papers. I like a certain type of paper, which isn't so great for your health, but I love me some Dutches. I'm a Dutch bitch.
Okay, I got you.
You know what I'm saying? I like the ratio, you know, there's a certain ratio of weed that I like to put in there. You know, there's a certain way I like it to hold, like it's you know, so it's an experience that someone maybe have when they smoke a cigar or something, you know. So I don't know, not the same, but like whatever it does for you in that time. Do you have children?
I have none.
Oh, okay.
You have plans with your wife
something about in-laws, so you must be married.
No, I'm not. I just use that as an example because I know a lot of people are married. You know what I mean?
Oh,
either. I do have a girlfriend, but I'm not. You know, we're not there yet for sure.
Oh, okay. So when you were sitting, so you basically was kind of talking about her family.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Okay, I feel it.
Okay. They're against it. They against it. So I got to use like edibles and shit when I'm around them. I don't have to. I just choose to. You know, to be considerate a little bit. You know what I mean?
Respect.
It's
so wait, the girlfriend don't smoke.
She don't smoke at all. She don't smoke at all.
She don't like weed at all.
She don't like weed at all. No.
Oh damn! How do you manage?
Yeah, she let me do me. You know what I mean? She let me do me.
Hey, she just has a different coping mechanism, maybe.
Yeah, and she's not against it. You feel me? So I roll up in the house. I smoke outside just to be considerate, but I roll up. She don't care. You know what I'm saying? But eventually we get into that time. Once we do, you know, move forward. If we move forward, I'm gonna be smoking up in the house for sure. You know what I mean? You're gonna have to get over some shit. You know.
I mean,
that's right.
I mean, that's the thing that we've discussed it on this platform plenty of times, because I have blankly said no, Nah, fuck that. You don't smoke weed? Okay, then obviously, sir, we're not meant for each other. Sir.
Yeah.
I'm not going to waste your time, nor you're going to waste mine. So, you know what I mean? And then on top of the fact that me and my husband actually got like funny ass stories about weed. It's just like the other day we was talking about how, because one of the times when we were just out driving and smoking, and as soon as we finished smoking, we were driving and we got lost and we pulled over a car. And as soon as we pulled over the car, he was like, yo, I bet you it's police. And best believe it was police. And they flashing and asking us, where you at? Where you going? Da, 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 da. And we sitting there high as fuck like, okay, sir. No, what happened was that we just lost. We lost. Okay, yeah, we lost. Okay. Let's go. And you know what I mean? And we crack up about shit like that all the time. So nah, I would rather have that than somebody. But at least you said, this she doesn't really judge you or nothing like that. But I in my
which is dope.
I've had a man where if he doesn't smoke, he's judging how I smoke, how much I smoke, and especially who I'm buying the weed from, and all of that. There's always a judgment. So it's like to not even have to deal with all of that. It's like you smoke, we smoke, good. We're together.
I get it.
We have a relationship.
Right. And some of those points you mentioned, we had to get over in year one. Like, you rolling up 5-6 times a day. I'm like, why are you looking at me though?
Basically, like that real said, first of all, bitch, mind your business.
You know what I mean? It was different. So we had to jump over that shit year one. Yeah, so I get it for sure.
And she must be very special for her not to be, I think the reason why I feel like it's just a no-brainer for me is because it's like a tribal thing, like a tribal thing. Like, we around, we cheapen, what I'm saying? There's some major conversations, it's a very intimate thing. And I just spend a lot of my time doing just that and being with my thoughts and kind of just meditating that way as well.
Yeah.
So it's like, I just feel that's why I know that my preference would be somebody who enjoys it as much as I do, because it's just one more thing that we can enjoy. And it's so funny that we say that, right? But hey, it's just preferences.
Yeah.
And so have you
important preferences, you know what I'm saying? They're definitely important. You know what I mean? It's just like it's just like
know what you like.
If you're in a relationship with somebody that's bisexual, like you would need to know that person intentionally might, fuck around with the other, with the opposite sex based on the fact that, you know what I'm saying? Or however it go, you know what I mean? You would need to know that. That's important.
Right.
Yeah.
Well said. Well said.
Absolutely. Are you fluid in your sexuality?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Wait, when you say fluid, let me make sure we mean the same thing.
I'm about to say, wait, because he said yes, but he dead ass looked to me like he didn't understand what you said.
What I meant in fluid, because I believe that sexuality is a spectrum, and some people might say that they're bi or they're, whatever, but what I mean fluid is like if you're open in your sexuality, or are you just a heterosexual, or what do you identify with?
Oh, nah, I'm just heterosexual. I just
okay.
Yeah, I'm not fluid at all. Not against people who are. Not against people who are. I was just my journey was molded a little bit differently. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, for sure. And don't think I will ever be fluid. But weed is who I go to. You know what I mean? So that's as fluid as it gets. Weed.
So when he said yes to being fluid, he was like, yes, I'm definitely fluid with being with weed. But anybody else, if it don't got a pussy, I can't. Nah, it has to have a pussy. I need it needs to be born with a pussy. I'm just saying, maybe. No, I got preferences and things.
Yeah, for sure. Exactly.
And so do you grow your own weed, or where do you get it from?
Yeah, so we're starting to grow it. And normally I get it from dispensaries out here in Seattle. But getting to the point where I'm starting to grow my own shit, so I know what's in it, know how, you know what I mean, etc. I don't really trust the labels and shit. I think niggas just be putting shit on there just to make that shit sound good and all them flowery ass words and shit. But so I'm starting to grow my own shit here in Seattle, and before you know it, it'll be back in Georgia, you know. So we're working on that shit for sure. Yeah.
Oh my
But
goodness.
I can tell you right now, though, as far as, you know, yes, there's all type of creativity when it comes to the name, and you know what I'm saying. But I can tell you right now, based on the fact that when I lived there, that weed out there is regulated. Like if it says cheetah piss, it's fucking cheetah piss. Like it's not, you know what I mean? Like it's like ain't no. You know, it ain't no fucking, you know, switch up, ain't no, you know, mistaken in the way is
Right.
regulated. It has to be exactly what it is. It has to come from exactly where it says come from, you know what I mean? Because
100%.
if it ain't, then, you know, people lose licenses and shit like that. Like at least one thing I could say is that, you know, that end of the United States absolutely handles cannabis the way it should be handled. You know what I mean?
Right. At least majority of people, right?
Word,
Yeah, no, I
absolutely,
got you.
absolutely.
I get that.
But so what's the future for you in your writing? Are you planning to write more books, or are you gonna, you know, do any book tours or anything like that?
Yeah, so and to talk about to keep it on Don't Let It Smoke You. So it started off as a book, right? Right now I'm doing corner classes for free, literally going around talking, teaching the youth about cannabinoids, terpenes, the shit that we talked about on this podcast.
Okay.
From there, it's going to transition to a book tour, right? And I've started some speaking engagements. I've tried to reach out to HBCUs first, right? Athletes first. HBCUs because we're the one that got impacted by it for sure, right? And I'm trying to teach these young kids that like they're not locking us up now, but if you pay attention to where they put in the dispensaries, they putting them in the hoods, they trying to hit our pockets. So man, you know, don't let that shit smoke you, you know what I'm saying? But long story short, it's gonna go into a movie, right? I think cannabis is gonna be legal 2026 all across the world. So we're trying to create it into a movie right now. And that's where we at.
Beautiful.
That's where we at, yeah. Yeah, for sure. Just trying to create a community around it, what we use and got do what we want to do.
That's what's
and
up.
how do you get funding for these projects?
Yeah, so the cannabis fucking fund is growing nonstop, right? More people love that I'm not telling nobody what to do. That's one of the value adds, right? So that's how the funding's coming in. I actually got a couple of donors. I don't want to say their name right now too early, but that's how it's going in. And you'll be seeing some shit roll out, Ruby and Kai. Y'all gonna be seeing some shit roll out. Hopefully y'all got good personalities. Hopefully y'all can jump on and jump into the movie too. Shit, you never know how.
We'd love to. Hey,
we'd love to. I mean, we've been trying to get into all types of cannabis venues.
Everything.
You know what I mean? Right now, because one of the things we just did recently, what was the name? Because of course the weed mind is escaping me, but it's Canna TV that we did the video for? What was it? Like
we submitted something to Canna
Women's TV, and they're doing like 30-second segments, you know, with women in cannabis, and we had to send some videos in for that. So we did for that. But what was the name of it again?
Canna TV, I think.
Yeah.
Shit, I don't remember. But we also like do voice work and shit. We want to get into everything because, and yeah, so let us know what's up. Shit.
I got you. Maybe we can help each other as we move forward. Like I can let people know about what y'all doing. Y'all can let people know about the book.
Absolutely.
And we can help each other like that. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, that's one of the reasons why we you know, we do this show. You know what I mean? We absolutely focus on people if they got a product or a service that they put out. We are definitely trying to big it up. You know what I'm saying? Our season 4 is dropping on September 18th, and this video will be like maybe like the 6th episode. We'll be dropping weekly videos in it, and so it'll be like the 6th video drop after the season 4 starts. So yeah, man, we'll definitely and of course, not only do we promote you on our videos, we promote you on our social media. So it's like it's definitely a circle thing. We want to keep everybody going. That's keeping us going.
For sure. I fuck with that. And I made sure I subscribe to the channel too to watch those fucking seasons and whatever else.
Yay!
Oh yeah, definitely do that, because we got all kinds of people we talk to, and everybody we talk to has some level of cannabis interaction. As a matter of fact, one of the people we work with is a magazine that's starting up, that's actually started already, called Fuego Magazine.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They're online. It's an all women owned magazine, and shit, you know what I mean? We got connections with them, so we write stories for them as well. So it's something that you could definitely check out. And like I said, it's a constant promotion for us. You know what I mean? We trying to, promote more people to watch this show. And of course, while we promoting people to watch this show, we promoting everybody to fuck with everybody we fucking with.
I love that shit. What was the name of it?
It's Fuego. It's called Fuego420magazine.com. If you go to our website, there's a link to that'll hit you directly to it.
I got you. And y'all fuck with me. Y'all fuck with me. We all in different states. I'm gonna come to New York soon. I'm gonna come to Portland soon. At least I got somebody I can smoke with. You feel me? Y'all can show me around.
Dude, hit us up, man.
Oh, most certainly. I mean, shit. The cannabis industry in New York City is growing. There's all kind of events popping off. I at least try to be at most, if not all of them. You know what I mean? And you know what I mean? Ruby just got to Portland, so she is finding her way. But she, you know what I mean? As soon as shit starts going out there, she'll be ready for that. You know what I mean?
I got you.
Yeah,
And so you got a website?
Yeah.
Yeah. So Ruby actually asked, and now he's just combining it together, where you can find the book. So you can find the book on Amazon. Or you can find it on my website at cleverchief.org, O-R-G, right? Okay. Clever, like chiefing, like a smart smoker, clever chief, kind of get it. So cleverchief.org is where you can find the book as well, or on Amazon. And if you got a question, like for yourself, just hit me up on don'tletitsmokeyou@gmail.com, and we just go back and forth on there. I respond and shit. But that's my few little highlights there. Or follow me on social media at Tiste, right? _TISTE, and we'll go from there.
That's what's up. We're so proud of you. You are amazing.
I appreciate it. Thank you for having me.
Oh yeah.
So what's your advice for somebody who just wants to capitalize on a thought in their head?
My advice is somebody who
and write their own book.
Okay. I would say reach out to me, because I have a couple tools that I could send over to you for free that can kind of help you get started. So that's the best advice. And I'm for real when I say that too. I send them shits over to you, just how I started mine, and it'll help you for sure.
That's what's up. That's what's up. You guys are the shit.
Wait, are you self-published or are you published through a company?
I published through a company, but I did it all myself. I just connected with them to connect through Amazon just to make it easier for me. So to know the steps as a self-published is what I'm hitting at for sure.
That's what's up.
Yep. Yeah, let me know if one of y'all want to write something. Let me know. I send them shits over to y'all.
Oh yeah, I mean, shit. Like I said, I wrote a couple of books myself. I two books that I wrote independently, and a couple of other books that I wrote with actual publishing company. So I definitely have done the publishing, the book, signings, all of that, you know what I mean? I've done all of that, so it's like it's definitely something that I absolutely promote and glad to see it going, you know what I mean? And because you have a book in cannabis, you know what I mean, that is definitely in an industry that people will pay attention to, you know what I mean? So word.
Yeah.
But, do you have your book in any actual stores?
Yes, so it's fun. They split it out all over the world. So I got a few in Georgia, a couple in Maine, a few in Arizona. I don't know the exact name of the dispensary because it was a while ago, and I don't know but they spread it out in a few other places for sure. Yeah.
That's what's up.
That's what's up. Okay. Because of course, shit, a book like that should be sold in a dispensary. Shit.
Hell yeah. But dispensaries don't fuck with it though. They can only sell like cannabis products. They can't sell some dispensaries can't sell books and shit. So I'm trying to find somebody who who own it and can kind of, dwindle that and help me get it in there. Because it's a humanity thing, you know what I'm saying? It's a humanity thing. Ain't nobody people still gonna buy, but I think, it shows that you give a fuck about people a little bit, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, I think that'd be cool.
Well, you know what?
That's what's up, yeah.
You know what? I think I could give you maybe a tidbit, because there's first of all, like I said, the stores in New York City that are open, the dispensaries, they get away with, being open based on language or however they, write their contracts or whatever the fuck. There's one particular store I could tell you that might be that you should maybe contact and see if they'll fuck with you. And the name of them is Street Lawyer Services. Now, the reason why I say you heard of them?
Yeah, I follow the dude Lonnie online. Yeah.
Yo, real talk, because real talk, how they do
It's
it
hilarious.
is that they sell. You walk up in there and they tell you that they sell cannabis content. You're not buying. They telling you you're not buying cannabis. You're buying cannabis content.
Okay,
that's a great idea. Queen.
Content. So why not have a
that is content
your book? You know what I'm saying, as cannabis content. You feel?
I'm gonna check that out.
I love that shit.
Because we go in there, I literally, one of the main reasons I haven't fucked with them in a while, because they kind of expensive when it comes to the ganja. They, you know what I mean? And I'm a cheapo. I like to, you know what I'm saying? Somebody giving me cheaper prices and better weed, I'm going cheaper prices, better weed. But I'm saying, as far as a recommendation, as far as cannabis content, that's a good place. That's good people to fuck with. It's definitely good people.
It works with your business plan.
As cannabis content.
Man, shout out to the street lawyer, man, and I'll make sure I connect with him. I appreciate that plug.
Oh hell yeah, we shouting them out. Shit, they shoot. They
that's all love right there.
We're not gonna talk about that. We all doing this for free. We all doing it for
free. Holla at us too.
We
got some content for your ass.
You already know. I got to get this recording to me. Y'all get done, shoot it over to me. I don't know if y'all chop it up or whatever, but shoot it over to me. I want to make sure I check it out, put it on my channel too.
Oh, because
definitely.
Because what we do, well, let me just say what I do is once we are done here, I edit it, and like I said, I get the recording ready to put on our YouTube channel. So I mean. And my plan was to just send you the link when once we post it on YouTube.
That's cool. That's cool. If that works too, I can probably extract it from there and just put it on mine.
Oh hell yeah!
That's
cool.
Hell
yeah!
Hell yeah! Please do.
Oh hell yeah!
And I also have a question. Do you have a embarrassing sex story that you never told anybody?
Oh. That you're willing to tell on our show?
I'll end it off with this, if that's okay. But just because I got to go pick up my girlfriend we talked about. But
I do think
so the first time I had sex was with this girl in Georgia, right? And she was a little bit older than me. So she was kind of quarterbacking me what to do, if you understand football, right?
Yes, I do.
What to do, right? I didn't know. I was in 6th grade, right? So I put the condom on, et cetera, right? I didn't know how to put it in, which is normal, right? Especially guys when they're 20, they still don't know how to put it in, right? But so they got me set up. She got me set up. I'm doing my thing, whatever. I say, yo, I'm about to come. I was young, man. I ain't know nothing but the goddamn movies and the porns and shit, right?
Right.
I'm about to come. I pull out, condom on, and I start pissing in the condom. The condom. I'm like, oh shit. That was I didn't know. So that's funny you asked that, Ruby. That's an embarrassing ass story that I hope we cut out this damn Zoom.
See, You see,
But
now
it's
you
funny.
gonna be like, nah, you done got him to tell a story that now I
We
gotta
gotta
get
squeeze
out
it
of
in
this motherfucker.
somewhere, man.
Some bullshit
Hey,
here.
it's true. It's true though. It's true. It's a true story for sure.
I love it. And we
Yeah.
know you have to go, but man, what a pleasure it's been.
Oh,
Thank you
yes,
so
it
much
was
for your time
absolutely
and
a pleasure.
energy.
No, for sure. Thank y'all. I appreciate that. We're gonna connect on social media. We'll support each other moving forward.
Oh,
For
absolutely.
sure.
You know what I'm saying? Like I said, you just go to our website. All our social media is on our website. The connect to Fuego Magazine is on our website. You know what I mean? We definitely answer emails, respond to any inquiries and shit. You know what I mean? Of course, subscribe to our channel, and of course, when this video is edited and recorded and uploaded on YouTube, I'll definitely share the link with you. And of course, all your contact information will be in the description so that people could definitely hit you up, buy the book and all of that. Or make sure, and you know what I mean, even if you don't send me the Amazon link, I'll look for it on Amazon and put the link in the description. You feel me? It's all good. And on that note, motherhood sexy marijuana, building.
With the homie right over here.
You already know. You already know.
Thank you, Tarris. We appreciate
y'all.
you.
Yeah,
all right,
have a good one. See y'all.